canceled me for talking about Harvey Weinstein before the thing came out, but he offered to suck my penis in front of all my people at my agency.
So ever since I got out the Marine Corps, I can only breathe out of one nostril, boy.
Picture this. It's 2024. The Hollywood machine is running like a well-oiled watch. Stars smile on red carpets, give sanitized interviews, and play by the unwritten rules. The system protects its own. And then, a man they thought they broke a decade ago walks into a podcast studio and pulls the pin on a grenade. His name is Cat Williams, and he's not just telling jokes anymore. He's testifying. For 3 hours in a raw, unfiltered conversation with Shannon Sharpe, Cat weaves a tapestry of theft, blackballing, secret pacts, and what he calls the evil festering in the heart of Tinseltown. The clip explodes. Tens of millions of people around the world watch, and they don't just listen, they believe him. This man is speaking against the evils of this world, the comments read. Thank you, Cat. This generation is hungry for the truth. But here's the problem. The central unnerving question that hangs over every single word he says. Is Cat Williams a brave whistleblower, a modern-day prophet exposing a sinister system? Or is he a masterful con artist, a brilliant storyteller using our distrust of the powerful to sell us a pack of lies? Because the terrifying truth is, we may never know for sure. Cat Williams exists in a dangerous middle ground, a place where fact and fiction blur, where a checkered past of arrests and public meltdowns can be framed as either the price of speaking truth or the ravings of a madman. Welcome to The Breakdown. Today we're dissecting the dangerous enigma of Cat Williams. We're going to follow the evidence, trace the history, and separate the allegations from the absolutes. Strap in. This is a story about comedy, corruption, and the terrifying power of a story well told. The foundation of Cat's entire argument rests on a simple damning claim that the very comedians who rose to the top, the so-called kings, built their empires on stolen property, his property. The first alleged theft came from Cedric the Entertainer. The year is 2000. The original Kings of Comedy tour is the biggest thing in stand-up history, a cultural juggernaut. And on that stage, Cedric does a bit.
We drive a space shuttle like it's a 72 deuce and a quarter. Nigga, we get us a cigarette, nigga, we be in a space shuttle, nigga, like it's a 72 deuce, nigga, we get us.
Now, rewind 2 years, 1998, a young hungry Cat Williams on BET's Comic View.
You could have had your car radio up so loud that you couldn't hear the damn thing when it cut off. It looked like this, you flossing in a 6-shift convertible.
The side-by-side is suspicious. The music cue, the physical mannerisms, it's a carbon copy. Cat says he watched his best joke get stolen on the biggest stage imaginable. Cedric's defense, a flat denial, and a question. If you were that upset, why wait 20 years? But Cat fires back with a devastating counter. He already apologized. Him and Steve had already apologized for me, so I gave him a pass. Why would you sit here and be like, I saw Cat 30 times? Why did I give you a pass if you were just going to lie? It's a he said with one crucial difference. The video evidence is on Cat's side. Then there's Steve Harvey. The alleged theft is even more blatant. 2005, the BET Comedy Awards. Cat Williams kills the crowd with a now iconic bit about gas prices.
Because the world is crazy right now. What is gas? $600 a damn gallon right now? I don't care how much money you got, gas is entirely too high. Used to be, if you put $15 in your tank, you had time to bond with your vehicle. You had time to put the nozzle in and set the clicker and look through your car.
3 years later, in his 2008 special Still Trippin', Steve Harvey hits the stage. It's the same premise, the same punchline structure, the same physical act of mimicking pumping gas. This isn't just inspiration, it's a photocopy. For a young comedian, this is more than just theft. It's a message. We can take what we want and there's nothing you can do about it. But Cat claims the theft of jokes was just the beginning.
That's $4 a gallon. Can't even pump gas like you used to no more. $4 a gallon? You remember when you used to go to pump and put the nozzle in there and hit it? Be sitting there talking, be on your phone, hey, what's happening? Be walking around, cleaning the windshield.
The real conspiracy was about souls. Cat doesn't just accuse individuals. He describes a gang, a powerful cabal in Hollywood led by Steve Harvey, Cedric the Entertainer, and Ricky Smiley. A group that, in his words, share secrets and actively work to blackball anyone who won't play by their rules. His first piece of evidence, the downfall of Bernie Mac. The Kings of Comedy tour was a phenomenon, but behind the scenes, Cat alleges it was a snake pit of jealousy. Steve Harvey, the ringleader, was supposedly seething as Bernie Mac's raw talent consistently stole the show. He never thought Bernie would become successful, fellow King D.L. Hewley confirmed, and when he did, America loved him, and Steve decided to go a different way. Cat's version is darker. He claims Steve's jealousy was so venomous that he even called the producers of Ocean's 11 to try and steal Bernie's role.
Acting like you was funnier than him. The reason you was supposed to go last is because it was your tour. Tell the truth. It was Steve's tour. Not it was going to be called the Kings of Comedy. It was Steve's tour. These are the guys opening for him.
The infighting became so toxic that Bernie, the true king of laughs, eventually quit. But the public story pushed by Steve was that Bernie went Hollywood. Cat calls this the ultimate betrayal. That man was funnier than all of y'all, and now that he's gone, you gonna lie like he wanted to be a movie star? You stop it. This, according to Cat, is the gang's MO: isolate, destroy, and rewrite history. But the most chilling allegation, the one that taps into the darkest Hollywood conspiracy theories, is the dress. Cat claims that after he refused to wear a dress in Martin Lawrence's Big Mama's House 2, a role that ultimately went to Brandon T. Jackson, he was blackballed. Brandon T. Jackson later confirmed Cat tried to warn him. He was really trying to help me. Everything went wrong when I put on that dress. Is it a coincidence? Or is it, as Cat implies, a humiliating ritual? A signing of a Faustian bargain? He even claims he and Ludacris were once at an Illuminati crossroads where one had to shave his signature hairstyle for a $200 million deal. Ludacris, of course, denied it. But the seed is planted. This is the genius and the danger of Cat's testimony. He mixes verifiable thefts with unprovable, sinister conspiracies, making you question everything. But if Cat Williams is a truth teller, why has he spent so much of his career being portrayed as crazy? Let's look at the timeline. Late 2008, Cat has just publicly humiliated Steve Harvey in the championship of comedy battle in Detroit. He's on top of the world, and then the bottom falls out. November 2008, arrested with 3 handguns in his car. Later that month, found stumbling around a hotel in a bathrobe, hospitalized for a psychiatric evaluation. 2010, arrested for stealing coins and jewelry. 2011, arrested for assaulting a tractor driver. 2012, pulls a gun on Faizon Love over a debt. Arrested for assaulting his assistant. Arrested for beating a teen with a bottle. Late 2012, has a complete rambling meltdown on stage, getting booed by his own audience. Days later, leads police on a chase on his motorcycle. Gets arrested again in Seattle. Slaps a Target employee. The media had a field day. Crackhead, madman, unhinged. He was a walking punchline. But Cat says this was no accident, this was the smear campaign. I am never under the influence of anything, he insists. I'm always in my right mind. He frames his spiral as the direct result of refusing to compromise, of saying no to the gang. They blackballed him, he says, and when that didn't break him, they orchestrated a campaign to make the world think he was insane. It's a pattern we've seen before with other truth tellers. And he's not wrong about the toll comedy takes. Look at the history. Richard Pryor setting himself on fire. Martin Lawrence running into traffic with a gun. Robin Williams' battle with depression. John Belushi, Chris Farley dead from overdoses. The mask of comedy often hides a terrible pain. So, was Cat's spiral the result of a corrupt system trying to destroy him? Or was it the self-destruction of a troubled man man refusing to take responsibility? The answer you believe depends entirely on who you think Cat Williams really is. And this is where Cat's expose becomes truly dangerous. Because at the very center of his story, he makes claims that are impossible to verify, yet impossible to ignore. He says he was canceled for talking about Harvey Weinstein years before the scandal broke, alleging Weinstein offered to perform a sex act on him in front of his agents. A shocking claim, but one with no witnesses. He says he read 3,000 books a year from ages 8 to 12. That's over 8 nonfiction books every single day. He says he read the entire encyclopedia. Mathematically, this is a fantasy. It's a bold-faced lie, and this is the trap. He preaches about the age of truth while weaving in obvious, almost arrogant untruths. He exists in that middle ground. Is he a liar, a prophet, a comedian exaggerating for effect, a man suffering from a mental illness? Or is he, as he claims, clearly exposing the dark and sinister nature of Hollywood? He weaponizes our distrust. We know the industry is corrupt. We know celebrities lie. We want to believe someone is brave enough to tear it all down. And Cat Williams, with his unwavering confidence and masterful storytelling, makes us feel the truth, even when the facts are missing. He even defends Kanye West, not for his words, but by questioning why we hold a man we've labeled as having special needs accountable. It's a brilliant rhetorical trick that forces you to examine the system, not just the individual. The same man we called crazy in 2012 is now being hailed as a genius for saying the exact same things. The only thing that changed was his delivery. He's calmer, more coherent, more entertaining. Funny how that works. So, where does that leave us? The evidence of joke theft by Cedric and Steve is compelling, if not outright damning. The history of the Kings of Comedy beef with Bernie Mac adds credibility to Cat's claims of a toxic inner circle. The pattern of the dress is unsettling. But the unprovable claims, the grandiose lies about his childhood, the chaotic history, they create a shadow of doubt you can't ignore. Cat Williams is the industry's worst nightmare, not because he's necessarily right, but because he's uncontrollable. He operates outside their system of media training and PR control. He speaks directly to the people, and he makes them believe. He has built a case that doesn't need to be proven in a court of law. It only needs to be believed in the court of public opinion. And with tens of millions of people on his side, that might be all that matters. The real question isn't whether every single word Cat Williams said is true. The real terrifying question he forces us to ask is this: do we trust the polished, sanitized system or the chaotic, problematic, but brutally honest outsider? The revolution isn't about proving Cat was 100% right. It's about the fact that he made us believe he could be. He didn't just tell jokes, he started a trial, and we are all the jury. This has been The Breakdown. The evidence is in. The verdict is yours to decide.